actually the third world most important place for loggerhead sea turtle in the world. So, and what we have seen that poaching has really decreased. We have from that. We have very nice local ecotourism schemes around sea turtles.
Thank you, Charlotte. You see, this is an example, exceeding expectations. They committed $2 million, they're investing $4 million. I mean, this is amazing. And we hope that there'll be more examples of, this is what we must do in Africa. Under promise and over deliver, right? Let's actually, exceed our targets. The next person I'd like to call up is Peter Lindsay from the Lion Recovery Fund.
Morning, everyone. Last year, we committed to investing $3.5 million in lion conservation around Africa. The way the Lion Recovery Fund works is to use lions as a flagship species. We raise funding, we reinvest 100% of those funds into the protection and conservation of savannas in general. So we try and use lions as a species to ensure the protection and conservation of savannas more broadly. By the end of October, which will be the 12 months since we made the pledge, we will have exceeded that and invested $4.7 million in conservation around Africa during the 12-month period. In total now, in the 2 years since the Lion Recovery Fund started, we invested $6.2 million to support 63 different projects by 35 different conservation organizations in 17 different African countries. We've got a lot of different donors that enabled this. Hope I'm not going over my minute. The one sector that I would like to raise special thanks to is the tourism sector with whom we've partnered recently to create the Lionscape Coalition. That's Wilderness Safaris, Singita and Beyond, Ultimate Safaris and Dazzle Africa. That partnership has been really innovative and enabled us to help grow our expenditure and investment. So thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Wow, another group that's exceeded the commitments. That's congratulations, Peter, and the Lion Recovery Fund. The final person I'd like to call up is Michael Grossman from New Island Capital. Thank you.
Kind of tough to go last when everybody else has exceeded expectations. And on the basis of a handshake deal with two foundations, New Island Capital was proud to announce that we were going to launch a fund of funds that would invest in first-time and emerging fund managers who will invest in tropical agroforestry as a means of land conservation and creating new revenue-generating opportunities for people who live adjacent to tropical areas or tropical forests. It was very exciting. We committed $100 million in that room the other day, or a year ago.
It was this room, actually.
It was this room?
Yeah, we just set it up differently, yeah.
So in this room, $100 million, $50 million from New Island, and $25 million from two foundations who are each going to put up some PRI money. With the thinking, as Fred pointed out, the conservation has to make money. Well, there's a lot of supply of money. There's a lot of demand for that money, but there's a failure of intermediation. Who can help intermediate these huge sources of capital to these difficult and esoteric investment opportunities? We could do that. Well, we're Americans. And like all Americans, we're lawyer-driven, and 12 months later, we're still working on it. We're getting close. New Island Capital has investment committee approval. One of the foundations has board approval. One of the foundations we hope to have board approval in the next couple of weeks. We've hired a team to implement this, and I hope that 12 months from now, when I get back up here on stage, we can say we've made our first 3 investments. But we're getting closer. It's hard work.
Thank you, Michael. And I want to thank all the four leaders who came up just now, really for modeling what I think is a crucial and good aspect of leadership, which is honesty and accountability, and really for being here. Excited to engage with all of you over the next couple of days, and I hope you, more importantly, take time to engage with each other and to engage with this very exciting opportunity that we have.
Awesome. Hashtag do hard things. And doing those hard things requires good friends and strong partnerships. And so it is with incredible honor that I would like to welcome the Chief Tourism Officer of the Rwanda Development Board, Belice Karisa. Ms. Belice is a multilingual professional with a strong educational background and practical training in international business, operations management, and business negotiations. She currently holds the position of Chief Tourism Officer at RDB and was appointed into that role in September of 2015. Her core mandate is to drive the growth of Rwanda's tourism sector, as well as spearheading conservation efforts and programs for Rwanda's biodiversity. Please welcome with me, Ms. Belice.
Thank you, Elizabeth. His Excellency Helai Maran, Rakazaneza, and welcome to the 2019 Business of Conservation Conference. And on behalf of the Honorable Clara Kamanzi, the CEO of the Rwanda Development Board, as well as on behalf of my tourism conservation team. Although it is not the first Business of Conservation Conference to be held in Rwanda, it is the first time for it to be delivered as part of the family of Kwitizina events, combining it with the Conversation and Conservation Conferences, which we have held for the past 4 years, as well as adding it with a conservation and tourism exhibition. As many of you know, Kwitizina is the most important annual conservation event on the calendar of Rwanda. Launched in 2005, naming baby mountain gorillas is not only a celebration of conservation success stories, it plays a significant role in the ongoing program of monitoring and research programs for mountain gorillas and their habitat, as well as the conservation of all our rich cultural and natural heritage in Rwanda. Kwitizina raises global awareness of and provides an opportunity to celebrate Rwanda's hugely successful conservation, sustainable tourism, and community benefit programs and achievement. It also provides the opportunity to acknowledge our many partners, as well as create awareness of the challenges we're facing in conservation today. We hosted the fabulously successful 15th Kwitizina naming ceremony or gorilla naming ceremony on the 6th on Friday in Kinigi at the base of the Virunga. That for this 15th anniversary, the Rwanda Development Board and the African Leadership University entered into a partnership which added this business of conservation conference and exhibition to the family of the Kritizina events. The partnership allows us to both to harness the combined energy and expertise of both partners, as well as to broaden the scope and impact of the conference. The theme for this year, Business of Conservation Conference, Environmental Investing from Scarcity to Abundance, is very appropriate and timely as the need to catalyze sustainable conservation-based economic development benefits in Rwanda, as well as Africa, and becoming more and more important to people of this great continent. Now, Fred mentioned a story when he went to the US for school.